home of the stars, through the airwaves and on the big screen. Coming to you live from Hollywood, it's Rated G Radio with your host, Garrett Miller.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Rated G Radio. We're live tonight with Dr. Annie Ullrich. She will be talking about her September energy update and be taking your calls live tonight. If you would like to call in, the hotline is 323-657-1493. That will get you in the door. But you do have to press 1 on your keypad. Otherwise, we just think you're calling in to listen from your phone, as many of you do, which is very cool. But if you want to ask a question, you must do it by pressing 1 on your keypad, and that will let you in the door. So with that, I want to kind of give you a heads up on what is happening the rest of the week. Yesterday, on Labor Day, we did a 2-hour electronic dance music marathon, commercial-free, uninterrupted, with DJ David B. out of Minneapolis, St. Paul. That show was brought to you by Rainbow Brew, one of our official sponsors. Thank you, Rainbow Brew. Wednesday show tomorrow, we have Psychic Zoe Niklaus. So if you like what you hear tonight with Dr. Annie and aren't able to get through or just want to call again, you can call tomorrow night, and the phone lines will be open at 6:45 for Psychic Zoe Niklaus. Thursday, we have a gentleman who goes by the name of Soul Dancer, and that's his legal and real name, Soul Dancer. I thought it was unusual at the first, but you talk to him, and he's really Soul Dancer. But he's going to talk to you about his book, about Pay Me What I'm Worth. Also another project that he's worked on called Leaving Your Fat Behind, and also talking about some of his workshops, which are empowering to people and how you can also make some money at it. So there's some education and financial opportunities available to you. That'll be on Thursday's show with Mr. Soul Dancer. And then on Friday, live from the United Kingdom, we have the music band called Stedman. You'd think it was a person's name, but it's actually one of the guy's last names. But it's Stedman at a 9 a.m. start time with the Friday night dance party. But it'll be a Friday dance party, so tune in early for that, and make sure to follow the show if you're listening tonight. You can get the option to like the show, and you get a text update or an email update, your choice. You can also download the show as a podcast on iTunes, and take the show wherever you want. So if you can't listen to the entire show right now, or you want to re-listen to any of the things that Annie is giving out as advice, you can actually do that by listening on your iPad or iPhone or your iDevice. There you go. But without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome back Dr. Annie to Rated G Radio. How are you, Dr. Annie?
I'm good. Thanks, Garrett. How are you doing?
I'm doing great for September. I'm so excited to have you back. I mean, you always have a line around the block for people wanting to talk to you and who rave about how fantastic you are. But you've got your September energy update, which I want to hear all about. But I also want to make sure that we talk about your really cool life energy cycle chart that I've been telling everybody about this past week, because I just started my cycle 7, and I think now's a great time for people to really get on board with that free life energy cycle chart that's available to any of the listeners tonight. But I'll save all of that for a little bit later. But what's going on in September?
Well, September is one of my favorite months. I love September, and September to me is all about the change of seasons, and with that comes changes in energy, of course. So it's a really great month for everybody, and it's very, numerically speaking, the 9 is completion. It's about completion. So what that usually brings up for people in the month of September is to really complete projects that you have left behind, or they've been on the back burner, or you haven't got around to completing things. Now's the time to pull it up and to actually get the work done, because we've only got a few more months left in this year. So what you're being asked to do just energetically is to take care of business and get, wrap it up and get things taken care of, because It's a really wonderful time for people to really enjoy their life and their talents, their creativity, their wisdom, their learning. It's a really wonderful month. And it's not surprising that here, and, in other parts of the world, too, that September seems to be the time when everyone goes back to school. And that's part of the 9 vibration. The 9 vibration is all about higher learning. It's about aspiration, aspiring to greater things for yourself and for those around you. It's going to the next level. So it's a really wonderful time for not only our children to go back into school, but, adults need to do the same thing. We really do need to continue that wonderful journey called learning. So it doesn't mean you have to go back into a school situation but going out and taking a class, learning something new, do something different. It's just a very good time to do that. It's an excellent time also for promotion. Anything that you want to promote, put it out there, put it out into the world, and that, of course, is part of the completion energy. So if you complete a project, then put it out there. And you've got the energy behind you in order for you to do that and to accomplish things. The number 9 is also an extremely spiritual and high-level humanitarian energy. And so don't be surprised if you are caught up in humanitarian efforts, and that would be a very good thing for you to get involved with. Your community, helping people out, volunteering your time, and just politics. We all have to deal with politics, whether we like it or not. And it doesn't really mean, you're running for an office or you're becoming the president of the United States. It just means that you are getting involved with the community you live in and really helping and assisting in that way. So the 9 has got a lot of really very solid, good energy in terms of advancing yourself and your business, your thoughts, your ideas, your talents. It's a great time to get ahead. So take advantage of that energy that's there for everybody. This month we have got 2 eclipses. We have a solar eclipse, which is a new moon energy, and that's on September 12th. And anything that you are looking at in terms of beginnings, that's a really wonderful time to start things. The new moon is all about beginnings or planting the seed thoughts. It's a very, very good time to do that. Also, on September 27th, we have a lunar eclipse, and that is the full moon eclipse, and it is a full harvest moon, too. So it's bright and wonderful and very, very exciting. The eclipses are like a cosmic reset button. It brings clarity into your experience, and it just brings things, it's intense. It brings up things. It has a vibration of bringing things to a head. And so, just be aware of that. So the feeling level, like emotions and feelings, may be a little bit higher or more intense during those 2 times, the new moon and the full moon. We have a Mercury retrograde that starts on September 17th, and it goes all the way through October 9th. So when you've got a Mercury retrograde working, what happens is that there tends to be holdups and delays and miscommunications, little glitches. People always complain about computers crashing, or electrical circuits breaking. Those kinds of things happen during a Mercury retrograde. And so what you are asked to do just energetically is, if you don't have to start anything big during that period of time, then don't. But if you start something big, let's say a contract you want to sign, if you do it before the Mercury retrograde, it'll work better for you. So just keep those things in mind. Another really great thing for September is the autumnal equinox, of course. That's one of my favorite seasonal celebrations, and that's on September 23rd. And that is, well, it's the equinox's equal day, equal night. It's that time of year where you have just as much daylight as you have nightlight. So it's really brings things into balance. The vibration of the equinox is all about balance. So it's a wonderful, wonderful time. Really enjoy, the September autumn season. It's just really a great time for everybody. So it looks like things are just kind of moving along, and people are going to hopefully enjoy September and get ready for hopefully changes in weather too. For us here in Southern California, this is why Indian summer really lives up to its name. It's like, oh my God, it just it's like fire energy. We do have it here. So we're hoping for cooler weather later on in the month.
Well, it's
so
yeah, I was going to say, from a weather standpoint, we rarely complain about the weather here in Southern California, but we have just some crazy stuff going on. It was like a week and a half ago, I was coming back. I was in Los Angeles coming home, and the temperature on the car on the freeway for probably a good half an hour read 117 degrees. And I said, this is just absolutely crazy. And I realized it probably wasn't really 117 elsewhere, but that's what it read outside on the freeway for a good period of time. I had to take a picture of it, so I did when I was stopped. But just crazy. But it's even here at the beach, it's I think like close to 90. And for us, we have no air conditioning, and woe is me, Trail of Tears. But it's an open window, an open door, and hopefully you have a ceiling fan or a fan that you can blow some air around. Otherwise, it's just it's muggy and gross.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Now, we have some great callers already lined up here tonight, Dr. Annie. Are we ready to take some calls? Is there anything else we want to chit-chat about before we... Okay, well, let's do it. Let's get to our first call. And just a reminder to everybody who's calling in live, if you would like to ask a question, you need to press 1 on your telephone, and then I'll screen your call. That means I'm going to get your name and then your birthday. Just need the month and day, and then we'll put you on hold for Dr. Annie so you can ask your question. But our first caller tonight is coming from Laura, and Laura was born October 1st. Laura, welcome to the show, and you are live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Annie. Thanks for taking my call. Hi.
My pleasure. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. How can I help you today?
Do you see me getting work this month? I've been looking for a job.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been out of work, Laura?
4 months.
Okay. Well, I get very good vibes from you, and I know that it's always horrible to be out of work. It doesn't matter, what the circumstances are. But this year for you is really all about you self-identifying and really seeing yourself separate from everyone else, and seeing yourself as a strong individual and someone who has a lot of very good energy. You are, you're going into your last cycle of time and energy in this year, because your new year starts on your birthday. So your birthday is just around the corner. It's not too far, So what you're being asked to do in this this last leg of your year is to get rid of what's not working for you. And that means that you need to look at people, places, things, and everything that goes along with it, the emotions. So clearing out and cleaning out is what you're being asked to do. And if you can get rid of what's not working for you on all levels, then you're moving into a brand new cycle of time and energy on your birthday. And so the high point of your year is this, it's actually October 1st, and then you'll count 52 days, and that's your first cycle, and you should get a job during that time with no problem. Because when you are in your first cycle, what happens is that you've got the attention of the world. They actually do listen to you. And people, so interviews will go much better and very smooth, and opportunities will start to come in. So things are going to definitely change for you right at your birthday. So you can look forward to that. That's great. And if you've been thinking of changing things in your life, this year is the year to do it. So, even if you're looking at maybe starting a new career or doing something that is totally different, it would be a great time for you to do that. So I hope that helps you. I think that, you are going to pick up something, and it's not too far in the future.
That would be a good thing.
Good.
Really. I'm looking for some major changes to happen this year.
Good. Then that is definitely, you're right in line with the energy that's working for you. So you can't miss. It'll be really, really good for you to take on new ideas and new opportunities. And if it's new, do it. That's what your mantra. If it's new, I'm doing it. That would be good.
Okay. Thanks, Doctor.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura, for the call. Good luck to you, and happy early birthday. And we're having another birthday caller right now. Dale, your birthday's this week. Your birthday's September 10th, and you are now live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Annie. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Dale. Great to speak with you, and happy birthday coming up here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yes.
What question do you have for me today?
Well, my question is about a spiritual love soulmate or anything that you pick up with that. If it's tied in with some finances, I appreciate that too. I'm just looking forward to some good things happening.
Your birthday, right before your birthday is when things really start to slow down for people. So if you are, let's say, within like 2 weeks to a month of your birthday coming up, then the most commonly heard of feelings during that period of time is usually feeling low ebb energy and not quite wanting to participate as you would normally. Also feeling a little blue or a little down, a little depressed. These are the quality of the time that you're in. It has nothing to do with aging, and people think it's, I'm getting old. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that you're wrapping up your year. So, again, the best thing for you to do during that period of time is to clean out closets or file cabinets or get rid of things in your life that is no longer, it's just not working for you. And once you start to do that, you start to clear the energy in the space that you live, the environment that you're in, and even if you can do it at work, that's great too, because you start to make room for that which is new. And you're definitely coming into a time where there is going to be new things for you. because you are numerically in what we call a 9-year, and the 9-year is just all of the things that I said about the 9 months, the 9th month, September. The quality has the same. It's the same quality with a 9-year. So what you're doing is wrapping it up. You are really taking care of things and really wanting to bring in freedom and free yourself up from all of the restrictions that have been around you, anything that has been, tying you down. So there's a lot of desire on your part to make those changes. And when your birthday comes in a couple of days, 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. Mm-hmm. When that happens, it's like all of a sudden, the universe comes along and takes you off hold. Things start moving. And so there's, a lot of action and activity, and things start moving in your life. And so that's going to be really, really great. You will be asked, feeling very strongly that you're going to be asked to participate in some kind of social or community event, and take advantage of all social invitations that come your way, because you're going to be meeting new people and making new friends, which is nice, always. Yeah. So, get ready to make changes because they're coming.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your call, Dale. Good luck to you. And before we move on to our next caller, which is going to be Samantha, can we talk a little bit more in depth about that life energy cycle chart? I am always fascinated by it, and it's one of those things that I love going back and reviewing and rereading every single year. And it's one of those things that when you introduced it to me, the first year, I'm going to be honest with you, I just kind of went, yeah, whatever. And then I watched how it all played out, and I was like, well, she was really onto something. And so in year number 2, which is this year, I calendared it on my iPad. So now I actually have it now auto-scheduled for every year now, so it's going to be on them forever. But I went and calendared it out, counted out the 52 days, made sure my counting was correct, because sometimes I thought I was getting a little off. And when I see that coming up, I go back and reread the period of time that I'm in, and then I look for the next period of time to say, okay, so what's coming up in these next 52 days? So I want to make sure I'm aware of what's, energetically going to be around me. I think it's been something that's really served me well. So can you talk about how you put this together and how it works and all of that fun stuff?
Well, the life energy cycle chart is something that has been around for centuries. It is based on metaphysical principle, natural laws, and it is just really fascinating to work with, because it starts to make sense out of the way that you're feeling during your year. So it's a really good tool to use. It gives you all kinds of very practical, down-to-earth information and advice. And so, it helps you to really stay current, in focus, and clear about what your decisions, any kind of decisions that you have to make during the year. We all are familiar with a 7-year cycle, because you've heard it all throughout your life. If you just, if you look back over your own life, you can see that there are definitely big shifts in energy and big changes that happen and occur approximately every 7 years. So, the difference between a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old is pretty drastic. And then we have 14 to 21, and that's even more drastic, and then 28. So on and so forth. So you've got every 7 years there are definitely shifts and changes that we all go through. And what most of us are unaware of, however, is that you go through 7 cycles of time and energy in 1 year. And that starts, the energy of your new year starts on your birthday. So the global new year, of course, is January 1st, but your personal new year starts on your birthday. And each cycle of time, approximately 52 days in length, and each cycle of time has both positive and negative attributes. And it will give you, the chart gives you information in terms of what's the best thing to do for your health, for your personal life, and for your business life during each cycle. And so it's a really good tool to use. Not only can you use it for yourself, but you can use it for anyone in your life. So if you can use it for your husband, your kids, your friends, anyone. All that you need to know is a beginning date. That's it. So you can do it with a business. You start a business on such and such a date. Then it has its own life cycle. So it's a fascinating thing to read, to use, and to become familiar with. And those of you that are in your 7th cycle, and I just spoke to 2 people who were, which is really fascinating. One of the most fascinating things about doing this wonderful show with you, Garrett, is that the people that call in are pretty much on the same wavelength for that month. It's just so fascinating to watch this. And I know that you are also in your 7th cycle.
I'm in my 7th, and we've got Sue coming up, who is also in her 7th cycle. So it'll be interesting to see what questions Sue has.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So whenever you're in your 7th cycle, what you are really being asked to do is to slow down, take a breath, take a look at what's going on around you, just kind of let things flow through you. Because anything that you start at this point is usually, it becomes way too difficult to do, or it gets away from you. So it's a really good time for you to really look at what it is that you're moving towards. And just take time out for yourself. It would be a perfect time to do that. And there's an awful lot of information, and it is free, and all you have to do is send me an email.
So for everybody who's listening tonight and not driving, so if you're driving, you can just, again, go to the replay later or look it on your computer when you have a chance. But Dr. Annie's email is tealvs@yahoo.com. Let me spell that out for you. It's TEALVS. TEALVS, tealvs@yahoo.com, and tell her you want the life energy cycle chart you talked about on the radio show, and she'll email that to you free of charge. And it is really, really cool. I encourage everybody listening to get their own copy. Also, shameless plug for Dr. Annie right now. If you would like to schedule a full-fledged reading or an appointment with her, you can do that. There's a link on the show website that says visit Dr. Annie's website by clicking here. Click there, and you'll go to her website, and you can find out all the cool stuff she does. But Dr. Annie, real quick before we get to Samantha, who's our next caller, talk about real quick some of the things that you do with people or the services that you offer, so they have a better idea of what things that they can expect in preparing to make that call to you.
Okay, well, let's see. I do entirely too much, actually. Just ask anyone who knows me. Wow. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I have been in private practice for the last 30 years. And I specialize in past life, and also meditation and stress relief, all of those wonderful things. I also teach tarot, the esoteric tarot, which is awesome. It's fun. and really interesting. And I've been using and learning and studying tarot cards for the last 40 plus years. So it's these things I love, and I was taught by my grandmother and my aunts when I was a little girl how to read tea leaves. Now, I thought everyone read tea leaves until I was around 10, and then I decided I found out that was so but everyone I knew did. Everyone I knew did, so I did it. And so if you come to me for a reading, we're going to do a number of things. What I do is sit in meditation on someone before they get here, and I pick up where you are energetically, and I will share that information with you when you come in. But I also serve you tea, and then I read your tea leaves. And the tea leaves are a point of concentration for me, and I actually do see pictures in and around the cup. The best way of describing that is it's very much like a freeze-frame picture that flashes through my mind. Ooh, that's good. And I love it, and I'm always excited about it because I never know what I'm going to see, which is kind of a fun thing to do. And then after I finish with your tea leaves, then we do a short spread with the tarot deck, and that wraps up the reading, and it usually brings up things that we haven't looked at, and it also validates what's already been said. So there's a lot there that in the hour that you're with me, you're going to be in overload. But it'll be fun, and it's recorded, and so you have a recording of it. So I think that kind of tells
and this is an unpaid testimonial. I've gone to Dr. Annie 3 times since she's started doing the show, and the first time that she went, she sent me the recording of the show of our time together, and I would go back and listen to it, and it was I don't want to say eerie, because eerie certainly was it's not the right word, but it was interesting to hear so many of the things that she was very specific about, either people I would meet, circumstances I'd be placed in, timelines for certain projects to either begin or end. And this is when she really had no clue who I was, or vice versa. And it was absolutely fascinating. And I still have that on my iPad, and I'll go back and listen to it every once in a while. And I was like, boy, she was dead on. She was right. She was right. She was right. So, and plus, if you get to visit with her in person, her tea is really outstanding. So, you're going to get an amazing cup of tea along the way, too. Okay, well, shameless plugs aside, go visit Dr. Annie's website. Mm-hmm. Go email her for the free copy of the Life Energy Cycle chart at tealvs@yahoo.com. Again, TALVS at yahoo.com. And tell her you heard her on the show, and she'll take great care of you. Our next caller is coming from Samantha, and Samantha was born March 21st. Samantha, welcome to the show. You're live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Hi, Dr. Annie.
Hi, Samantha. What can I do for you today?
Yes. Well, I really wanted to know what you see, or what you sense as far as career for me. I'm currently working in a job that I don't like, and I'm applying and definitely getting some feedback, and there's this one opportunity that's up and coming, and I was wondering if you see me possibly getting that position or another better position than what I currently hold.
Yes, I definitely see for you change. There's no doubt about that. I can see that this year for you is about freedom. So what that usually means is that the impetus for freedom is at work, and usually it says to you that you are frustrated. You might even be bored, but you just want out. Let me out of here is the feeling that you have. And so there is definitely a shift that's coming up, and it starts this month, actually. So the shifting is starting now here in September, and you are moving into a whole new vibration, which is definitely more conducive to who you are, and you will be led and the opportunities will also come to you through social events and social interactions. So it's time for you to get out there and network and to, be a part of what's going on in your area, in your town, in your city, or wherever. So do that, and you'll be surprised because you're going to make new friends, bring in new opportunities. There are definitely more solid and much better relationships in your life coming in. So that always is very, very helpful. And you also are, your lines of communication need to be open. And that means you need to speak up, speak out, let people know what you think and how you feel and what you want. And you'll be surprised you'll actually start to get it. So, yeah, there's definitely changes for you coming up. And as I said, they're going to start this month, so that's great. Any opportunity that comes to you, go ahead and take it. You'll be happy. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thanks, Samantha, for your call tonight. Good luck, and keep us posted. Our next call is coming from another Cycle 7 person. It's Sue, and Sue's birthday is October 5th. Sue, welcome to the show, and you are now live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hi, thank you for taking my phone call. My question is, do you see any changes in love life, home, or work?
Yeah, I do. You want changes. You want changes in all of that. And
yes, I do.
So this is a really good time for you to travel. If you have.
Well, I really can't travel that much. I don't have the money.
Okay. Well, you can travel across town or maybe away for the weekend or seeing someone, going to visit a friend, something like that. It's time to get out and to get into life and really enjoy yourself. You're definitely going into a much more romantic time in your life, and that's going to be starting right around your birthday, because right now what you're doing is wrapping things up and getting rid of what's not working for you. That's really important. So just release as much as you possibly can and your attachments to it. When I say releasing things, I mean people, places, and things and all of the emotions that go along with it. It's like old thinking, old habits, old conditioning, old belief systems, all of that stuff. That is what keeps you in place. So start to release it just in your mind. It's not like you have to do anything drastic. You just have to start thinking in terms of what's new in my life. Let's do something different. And that is exactly what you need. If you start doing that, then things will start to happen. Things will start to change, and opportunities will be brought to you that you can't possibly imagine at this time. So you want to think about new. And one way of doing that that's really, really simple is to change something that you do automatically all of the time. Like if you always shop at one place, shop somewhere else. That's simple, but it does make a difference. So does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Good. So if it's different, do it. And then you'll be surprised, and everything's going to change. And, it'll be good for you.
Now, I'm at the job I'm at now. Do you see that changing?
Well, when I say everything, I mean everything. Job, career, relationships, place of residence, all of it. Yes.
Oh.
You've got change.
Anything. Okay.
Coming in.
Yeah,
so
I was hoping my son would come back in.
You just open yourself up and watch what happens. It'll be really interesting. And keep us posted.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Sue. Have a good night. And our next caller is Gina, and Gina was born January 8th. Gina, you are now live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Annie.
Hi, Gina. How can I help you?
Yes, I would like to know some insight on finding employment or getting a job, like a job offer is coming.
Mhm. Okay, so this you've got a lot of balancing. You're trying to balance things in your life this year. So and sometimes it feels like you're juggling a lot. But there is definitely some relief from that. And so I would say in the next 8 weeks, there are definitely changes coming to you in terms of how you make your money, and that's a good thing. So there is definitely an improvement in the way that you make your money coming in over the next 2 months. So that's good. If you're looking for another position or another, do you have resumes out? Have you been looking?
Yes. I've been out for a few months since May, and I just haven't found anything. You know, I've been putting it out there, and nothing's not coming back.
Don't give up. Just keep on doing it, because it will start to come in. And that, like I say, I'm getting very strongly an 8-week period. So just keep putting it out there, and there is definitely a change that's coming in, and I think you're going to be really happy with it. So keep on doing it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks for your call, Gina. Have a great night. Appreciate you calling in. We've got 2 more callers on the line right now. Our next caller is Diana. Diana was born May 7th. And Diana, welcome to the show. You're live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Annie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My question is a little different because it's more about the rising. I'm Virgo rising, and I wanted to know what that Jupiter going into Virgo for a year would be with whatever you see in my chart, the growth you see or whatever.
Well, it's
how to
going
take
to be
advantage of it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real intense energy that is coming up, and so looking at all of your relationships, no matter what they are, is critical at a time like this. And so you are, you're being asked to look at the way that you partner in life and what you want to change and what you want to keep. So how you relate to people, how you relate to those in your life, both professionally and personally. So all of those things are coming up for you. And you're very earthy, very down to earth. You're very practical. And yet at the same time, you've got a very strong spiritual energy, very spiritual side. And you need to listen to your gut instincts more and go with what feels right rather than what sounds good. There's a big difference there. So you are, being asked to really trust in your feeling nature and allow that to blossom. And I think that you're going to be very happy with the results. It's all about partnering and partnerships. That's the energy that's coming in to you over the next 6 months, and 6 to 7 months, actually. And so you will be looking at all of your partnerships and how you want to partner in the world. Also, you will be attracting in people who want to be with you, and they're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to be with you, play with you, whatever. So, take a look at right now. It's an excellent time for you to kind of just take a step back and look at what it is you do want in a partnership. So it's going to be exciting. It'll be fun.
Well,
so
that
enjoy
sounds
it.
good.
Yeah, it'll be good for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thanks,
You're
Diana. Have a
welcome.
great night. I appreciate you calling in.
You too.
And our next caller, and maybe our last caller. So we got 15 minutes left, folks. If you don't call in, Dr. Andy and I are just going to chit chat. So now's your chance. Free opportunity for you. Call in at 323-657-1493. Press 1 on your keypad, and that will cue us that you want to talk on the show tonight. I've also got several people in the Blog Talk chat room if you'd like to ask a question there. I just need your first name and then your birthday and month, and we'll certainly ask for you. I know Jade Spirit had asked about that earlier. Jade, you're welcome to ask a question. Just need a little bit more information from you, and we can make that happen as well. But our next caller is Sarah, and Sarah was born on February 15th. Sarah, you are now live with Dr. Annie. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm very good, thank you, Sarah. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to see, if you're picking up anything in general, like related to work.
Well, I'll tell you, you have been through a really difficult year. You are asking questions about everything. It seems as if everything that in your life is in question. It's like, why am I here? What am I doing? What is this about? And where am I going from this point on? So you have a lot of questions. And the thing to remember is that now, because we're in the 9th month, that energy that's been with you since January is changing. And so now you're going into a much, much better time for yourself. Things are going to feel a lot better. They're going to calm down, and things are definitely more in balance in all areas of your life. And next year, you go into a very, very strong, powerful year of making money. So you've got money coming in, absolutely, with no question. In 2016, are we in 2015 right now? So next year, it's all about money, power, and authority. So it's a much, much better year for you. So I'm glad that you got through this one.
Right. You mean more money as far as like a better job, or more money how?
Yeah, it usually brings in, if it's more money and it's powerful, which this is, it's going to be another career. It's either another career or it's a promotion. And it's a good one.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just actually this month, I'm here, this new job, 3 months, and so far, I'm loving it.
Great. Then there's definitely promotion coming in and something more, an improvement in your finances and money. So that's terrific.
Okay. Do you see about when next year?
It's going to start right around your birthday.
Oh, February.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for the call. Good luck to you. Keep us posted. And we have one more brave soul that has called in. And so we have another cycle. I don't know if it's cycle 7 for him yet or not, but it's probably on the cusp. But we have Eric calling in, and his birthday is October 25th. Eric, you're live with Dr. Annie. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Annie, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Just, I guess, like the previous people, you just go off on what the future holds, and there's been a lot of change in my life, and just want to see what you see coming out of the next year or so.
You've gone through, you have gone through a lot of changes. The reason I'm saying that is because you are in a 7-year, what we call a 7-year. And yes, Garrett, you were right. He's going to go into, he's in the 7th cycle now. So you're in a 7-year and you're in your 7th cycle. It's what I call a double whammy, which is really something. It's very intense. And it is life-changing. There is no way around it. So all of the things that you've been through in this year, it probably started last year, and there's been a lot of upheaval, a lot of chaos, a lot of emotions, a lot of changes in every way for you. And the good news is that things are going to actually start to settle down now, which is terrific. In September, so here we are in September, it's the change month, and that is when things start to actually solidify for you, and things are not so much up in the air all the time, and you're going to feel as if you're grounded again, which is a really good thing. And so now you're going through a releasing process. Now, all of this has been all about releasing and realigning, rethinking, reorganizing, and just really trying to get clear on who you are, what you want, and where you're going. You have more grounded energy coming in, and you're going to be in a very solid position for the rest of this year, starting this month. And then next year is all about advancement and power and authority and money. So things look totally different.
Yeah, but the signs of it will appear this year, I would assume. I mean, my life has been more of chaos, we'll say chaotic, and it's due for like many reasons. My mom's health and all that has really put. I mean, I've been basically off kilter for about a year now. Totally.
Yep.
And it's been nerve-wracking, and and I'm looking for that peace, the foundation that you said is going to come, a solid ground.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and I think that Eric, that's going to start happening right after your birthday. The energy has already shifted, but when your birthday happens, right after your birthday, then things actually start to calm down, and you start to feel that within yourself, and so that's going to be great. And you'll have a deeper sense of peace about everything. So that's really great. And I'll keep you in my thoughts.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Annie.
Yeah, I will do that. And be sure to send me an email, and I'll send you a chart, and then that will help a lot too.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you so much, Annie. Appreciate it. Garrett, also thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, Eric. Thanks for the call, and enjoy your 91 degrees of humid, muggy weather back east.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you. Okay.
Take
have
care,
a good night.
everybody.
Thank you so much, Eric. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Dr. Annie, that was kind of fun. And the hour, I don't know how it happens. And I say this so often when you're on the show, but the hour has come and gone. We have just a few minutes left, and I always have so much fun with you. You're going to be back, of course, for the rest of the year. We usually have you on the first Monday of the month, but the first Monday really was yesterday for Labor Day, and I thought, well, nobody's going to listen because of the holiday. So I'm glad we did it on a Tuesday, but you're usually on the first Monday of every month, so we'll look forward to October. Any last words of wisdom or closing thoughts real quick before I let you go?
Well, I just think everyone should have a wonderful time this month, and get out there and learn something new. That would be the thing to do. Learn something new. This is a learning month. It's a good one.
Let's do that. And Dr. Annie, thank you so much for your time. You have a great night, and I always, always appreciate you. And for everybody else, make sure to go to her website. You can click the link on the show page, but if you'd like to get that life energy cycle chart, again, email her at tealvs, tealvs, at yahoo.com. That's her email, and say, I want that life energy cycle chart thing that you were talking about on the radio, and she'll send it to you. Now, I'm going to play a song that I played on the Friday dance party a couple of weeks ago from Mr. Alan James, and he is a singer-songwriter out of the Virginia area, and this is called Doors to Summer. This is the lead single off of his new album. And it seemed fitting to play this tonight, so we're going to play this kind of to close out the show. So this is what you're going to hear until the show's over in the next couple of minutes. Again, big thanks to Dr. Annie. Tomorrow, Zoe Niklaus. Thursday, Soul Dancer. Figure out, and he's going to tell you how you can get your cell phone paid for every single month. He's got some training and education programs and workshops that are coming up that you can take advantage of. And then Friday, of course, we're going to have Stedman live from the UK at a special 9 a.m. start time for the dance party. Here's Mr. Alan James, Doors to Summer, and we'll see you live on Wednesday.
There was a light down the dark, long hallway. I followed the signs to get to this place. But now I see 1,000 doors in front of me.
listening to Rated G Radio.